Oh, we're good, bud. We're live.
Hello and welcome to the 2K Fantasy Premier League podcast. I'm your host, Chris K, and I'm joined by Kev, the cat burglar today.
Yep.
I'm loving the hat, man. What have you been robbing houses or something, or what's going on?
I don't know, man. Just wore it too. It's fucking cold out. Took my son to hockey this morning. Got home. Still have it on.
So for those that aren't,
you look like you're gonna serve me this fucking McDonald's coffee through a drive-through window.
I definitely think working at McDonald's is better than being seen as the burglar. But anyway, you're it's probably more profitable though doing your job. But for those that are listening rather than watching, Kev is like in an all black suit and he's got a black hat on, and he just looks like someone that, well.
What do you guys call toques or beanies? Caps?
Hat?
Beanies?
It's a hat, man.
No, like a toque.
Somebody call it a beanie.
Beanie?
It's a beanie. It's a hat. Anyway, so we are recording this on Saturday. FPL finished last Sunday. We go again next Saturday. So we're just under sort of 7 days away. Standard deadline, 11 o'clock UK time, which I guess is 6 o'clock for you, Kev. First game, very exciting, Burnley versus Chelsea. So João Pedro is going to keep scoring loads of goals after, for some reason, I sold him.
Caicedo, baby.
We'll see. He's not been as good recently, has he?
He's been fine. I mean, he had the one game where he didn't get the defensive contribution points, so he looks like shit, but that's the anomaly. He still almost got it at the end there. It's crazy. Anyway.
So, Kev, I'm just going to jump into I'm interested to get your thoughts on if you can work this out. What 11 players do you think make up the team of the season so far? So you know how they have like these, you know, and I'll give you a clue. It's a 4-4-2 formation.
Are you talking FPL points or are you talking about the league? Okay.
Yeah. FPL points. What do you think the 4-4-2 formation is? Obviously keeper as well, but
Holland, I'm guessing Thiago probably overtook Teta or whoever the fuck was number 2.
João Pedro was. But
yeah, I'm guessing it's Holland and Thiago up top.
Okay.
And the mids are going to be like, you basically have to have defensive points to be on the. Well, Semenyo probably got on such an early lead. He's in it. I don't know, man. I haven't really even looked at this shit for so long. I'm going to still say Caicedo's in that top 4.
Okay.
Rice. And then Saka had a 12-pointer, but he was on page 2. I doubt that got him top 4. It's probably like a Xhaka type. No, Xhaka had a big game, did he, or no? No, that was the week before. I don't think that got him into top 4. It's probably some super obvious player that I'm not thinking of right now, but I'm just going to go with.
I don't think this is obvious.
I'm going to go with a Gravenberch, but I don't think that's right.
And defense, I mean, obviously one's
Gabs. I haven't really looked for a while. Obviously, Timber and Calafiori went bananas those first 2 game weeks, but I don't know if they've tapered off and other people have started flying up on CBIT and clean sheets, but I'm going to just go Gabs, Timber, Sanisi, and it's going to be so fucking obvious, and he's probably even in my team. Oh, Gahey.
Okay.
And then the keeper, it's either Raya or Roofs. I'll go Raya.
Okay. Roofs, not Raya, but Raya is second.
Yeah. Well, I said Raya or Roofs, didn't I?
Well, you got it wrong.
Okay. I knew. Yeah. The thing is there before you go into all this. Did you pick Roofs? At least I have fucking Raya. Nobody's getting that right for the next.
Well, I mean, Roos sort of flew really early on. He flew, but
Raya's maybe some by far the most consistent. That ends up there with Raya, but you're not going to have him when he gets the points. it's going to happen, and then you're going to be like, oh, this guy's getting just as many points as Raya. But like, I hear you, but I at least
the biggest issue with Raya
clean sheets.
is he blocks you with he's one of your 3 Arsenals. That's kind of your issue. But anyway, that's
fair enough.
I think it's probably a question on that somewhere. Big Gabs, Timber, Guy and it is Calafiore. So this actually has 4 Arsenal players in it, so it slightly breaks the mold. So I think you had Senesi, didn't you? So yeah, Calafiore is above Senesi still. And then midfield, you got Semenya, Rice, Caicedo, correct. Bumo is the 4th one.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think it's that obvious because it's tight. It is tight up there.
He was 3rd before this week, so yeah.
Only got a return, I think, maybe.
That was the obvious one I forgot.
And then Haaland and Thiago. So Thiago is now 1 point ahead of João Pedro, despite the fact João Pedro has actually returned in the last 2 weeks. It's interesting because João Pedro was clearly there and then he sort of dropped a little bit.
Thiago's got like 8 goals now.
Yeah. Something
like that. Anyway.
So, had you chosen that team from the start and obviously broken the rules of having 4 Arsenal players, you have 751 points. I always found that quite interesting because how many points have you actually got, Kev?
Don't know. Let me check.
Because you're not sure. I mean, obviously, that
706.
So you're only 46, 5 points short. Now, of course, that team doesn't have any captain points.
It doesn't have roofs, so I don't have roofs. That's my problem. And I didn't know Calafiore or I didn't know Timber was going to get like a 30-pointer or whatever the fuck he got that week. He got 2 goals and an assist and 3 bonus and the clean sheet and everything.
I kind of find it quite interesting because if you look at the person that's winning overall, they've got 821 points. So they've got 70 points more than that dream team. But of course, they've had captain points throughout as well.
Which has been an obvious captain year because we've all benefited from having the best player captained 90% of the weeks.
I guess the other thing is, of course, that team also doesn't allow for triple captain, bench boost, free hit. Well, kind of mildly helpful. So yeah. Anyway, next you have a crystal ball and just pick the best players in the start and just to keep them. It's easier, right? So.
So where are you at right now, man? Like I basically when we were just logging in, I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, last week was a shit week. I forgot all about it. And
I had a terrible week because
radio silent. I turned it off on Saturday, and then Thiago braced on the next day, saved me because that's the only thing that happened in my entire lineup. And then I think you had the same experience as me, just without Thiago, and so nothing happened.
Yeah, I was kind of. I guess it's probably 2 things happened that weekend. One is we blew a lead against Sunderland last kick of the game on the Saturday. So that kind of ruined my weekend a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Man City looked like the Man City of old on Sunday. And I was like, oh, we're in a proper title race here. Mm-hmm. And then the FPL wasn't great because as I said, I had a bad week. I'd gone for Guy here and then obviously he was injured out of nowhere. I took a hit to get him in. So I was just trying to sort my team out. I was like,
so what was the hit? What'd you do? I can't tell. I've got you.
I bought in Rice and Guy for Reindeers and Goodmanson.
Great moves. I mean, it sucks that Gahey is injured, but it sounds like he has a sore bone or something. So it sounds to me like he's fine.
Yeah, and he's had a chance to rest. Anyway, it is. Yeah.
Rice is the player to have in your team. Like I know Saka went bananas, and we can talk about that. But I mean, honestly, like if you were on wild card right now, I think you would go Rice, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
over Saka. I'm just saying. I think it was a good move.
I mean, Saka is looking back to his best. He played well for England. He's starting scoring. He's had defensive contribution points again last weekend. So it's not a complete fluke. He's getting them, which is a bonus, right?
Getting to 12 exactly. So it's good. Saka's had some good games for sure, man. But like Raya's taken a spot, Saka's taken a spot, and I just think for fucking 11 or 10 or whatever million versus 5.8, and Rice still has more points.
I think Saka comes in the question more. So for me, I've got so if I look at my team now. I've got Petrovic in goal, which is probably I don't love that.
No.
I've then got Big Gabs, Timber, Senesi, Guy. Fine. Yeah. They're all good. Mm-hmm. Got Bumo, Rice, Caicedo, Semenya, Mo.
Yeah.
Fine. And then I got Haaland up front. And then I've 0.2 in the bank, and my bench is Alderarte, Foster, who, if I'm honest, I'd like prefer to sell and create a bit. My thought is I might sell Foster someone cheap. I'm not sure who to buy though. Might buy someone cheap. Maybe I'll actually go the Bournemouth guy and then make Petrovic into like. So I'm thinking of Martinez, Villa.
Okay. Oh shit! Hit a button in your.
But so that's not this week. That's next week because I don't have a transfer.
Right.
I'm not taking a hit for a goalkeeper, but I think that's what
These are
I
like
might.
fringe area luxury moves that are easily abandoned when some hot player breaks out and you're like, fuck it, I'd rather get him. Like this is like November. This is like December 3rd. You're making these moves, and it's November 15th, right? So
I don't get that. Yeah, agreed. But my point is, I look at my team and I'm going, well, if the players stay fit, then I mean, I've kept Mo all this time.
Yeah.
Mo has now got some incredible fixtures.
Yeah.
This is not the time to suddenly give up on the Mo thing.
No.
And unless I decide Bumo's not the player I want, that's kind of my money maker there because I'm like, well, Rice and Caicedo and Semenyo are considered. I mean, Semenyo's a question mark, maybe. I don't know.
Bumo and Mo are in the exact same scenario. They got unreal 3 fixtures coming up, and then the game literally gave us 5 transfers to get rid of Bumo and Mo. So, like, right after these great fixtures because of AFCON. So that's an easy, like, your next 3 weeks are going to be dealing with other things unless one of them gets hurt or unless Mo just looks fucking horrible versus these easy teams and Palmer comes back and he goes bananas and you're like, I'm just going to do this now. Like that's like the only unique scenario where I could see giving up on Mo now.
Yeah,
and like, and it's not like you want to, oh, hey, I could use the Mo money to get Saka because, I could do that. But it's like, I'd rather have like 5 million left in the bank and have Rice than Saka. Even with Mo not here later, I just, they're the same price. Rice is being better for the game right now. So like, obviously Saka's nuts, and I don't know, is Saka being better without Gio? Is there something to that too? And Gio's going to be back. Havertz is going to be back. Jesus seems to be back. Like there's going to be a lot of changes, and what's his fucking nuts on the wings going to be back too? Madueke. It sounds like your whole team's coming back next week.
There's definitely world where you go, you know what? Let's not play Saka 90 minutes every game. No. Let's keep him fit because we'll need him for some of the big games coming up.
And Rice might get a little bit of rest, but he's too important. He is going to play every game. Like even if he's like if all these attacking players come back, Saka is still super important. He's still going to play like the majority of the time in the games, obviously. But like I would think get rested a little more than Rice. Rice is definitely is odd. Like I was on the way home from hockey, I had fucking whatever radio on TalkSport because we get everything now in those new. You can just get everything now anywhere in the world on your car radio and satellite, right? So I'm listening to TalkSport and they were just talking about England, and Marlowe's like, "Who are like the best players on the team?" And I'm like, he knows like Kane, So like I'm explaining like the attacking players are like Saka, like Foden, Morgan Rogers, Eze, these guys, right? Palmer. But then I was like, to me, outside of obviously Kane being our closest thing to a megastar or whatever, is the midfield's nuts with Rice and Bellingham. Like, and I know they play Bellingham up front, but if you had Rice and Bellingham in the middle, like it's just like elite to me, right? So anyway, I'm explaining how to my 10-year-old son how important Declan Rice is. Not talking about Foden and Saka. And like, I think it's the same with England as it is with Arsenal. Rice is more important, period. I love Saka. I think he's fucking nuts. Other guys can do what Saka does, though. You take Rice out of that team, dude. I don't think you take Rodri out of Man City. Same shit, right? You take fucking Gravenberch off of Poole. All of a sudden, you're Man United. You got good attackers with shit midfield, and you can't get up to that elite level, right? So like Rice is the most important player in the team, and he's fucking running in the box, and he's taking corners. And he had 21 defensive contribution. He just missed it last game with 11.
Yeah. I mean, Rice is looking like one of the best players in the game. He feels a bit must-own. So can we just quickly look at the scores from last week? So we talked a bit about my team. To stick it up, and then we can move on very, very quickly. So I had a shock of a week. So I ended up with 28 minus 4. my only returners were Bumo, basically, and obviously Haaland captain. Annoyingly, I took a hit to bring Guy in, and then obviously was injured.
This really is as bad as it gets, man. I mean, honestly, like the only
thing I'd say from it,
all these blanking players, like everyone owns, like Big Gabs, Senesi, Semenyo missing a pen was like irrelevant, and unless you capped Big Gabs, which some people might have, and I think one person really did. We talked about potentially doing it, and then when my brother was like on Big Gabs, and then I kind of talked him out of it after our pod last week, and the same reason you talked to me out of it. Well, then Big Gabs is like, fuck, I'm glad I didn't cap Big Gabs, and then as soon as Haaland missed that penalty, I was like, maybe you should have. He's gonna be on a fucking -2 unless something happens here. And of course, he gets his fucking.
I mean, he's literally bracing every home game, and had he not missed the penny.
My phone's lighting up all international break with his name.
You got to brace.
He's fucking incredible right now. Like his form is like Messi's best seasons right now.
Oh yeah, he's ridiculous. So anyway, I had a shocker of a week. My only thought is that if I'd got 20 points more, which I know is a lot of points, I'd have had probably like a grey arrow. So it's like a 20-point hit this week. It's just like, it is what it is. You move on.
Some people moved off of Saka to Rice this week, I saw. But like, I think, Saka getting a 12-pointer obviously hurts because as much as I know, obviously it gets into like joking territory. I'm like, dude, this guy's got 3 goals in 21 games. Now he has 4 in 22 games. But like he gets a fucking 12-pointer. He's obviously a really good player for fantasy when he's doing things. Last year he became must-own, and I was clicking through his game log right before his 22 games only got 4 goal streak. It was like brace with an assist, brace, goal and an assist. It was like 20 games of that. And it was like, if he goes back to that, yeah, man, I'm taking a hit. I'm selling Mo. I'm getting rid of fucking Raya, and I'm getting Saka. But like, the 12-pointer sucks. It hurts. It's not like he's in fucking must-own territory in terms of ownership. I mean, I don't own him. I had a shit week. I'll go to my team right now to show you. I basically had Thiago bail me out of like your scenario here. My team is like I got Lacroix got me 6, I guess, because you didn't have Gahey play. He would have done the same for you. Enzo got me 3 because he came off before they. Did they get scored on? No, Caicedo just had a yellow. That's why he's on 2. But same players blanking. Mo blanked, which was the real. Mo does anything. We're on a green. It's kind of like the weird. That's sort of where I think it is with Mo. The rest of the team is pretty template. Besides, ends for me. I'll read you my team because you can't see it. Raya, I think, is not template, but like pretty template. He's probably the most owned keeper. Then Lacroix is not template, but a Palace D is. Gabs and Senesi are the most template. And then Rice is not template, but I think he's becoming it. Caicedo is not template, but I think he's becoming it. Semenyo is obviously template, questionable to get rid of soon. Good fixtures. We could talk about that. I could tell you I already made my moves. Enzo's gone. I have Mbumo in my team now. So I used the money. I didn't. So instead of going Mateta, I went Thiago last week. Massive fucking win there for me. I mean, I would have been fucking angry if I went Mateta, got the blank, and like everything I said about fixture congestion is like happening with this team on the offense, and just they have to keep playing Sarr and Mateta every game, and they're fucking clearly tired. And now Thiago, I'm like, I'm just going to probably never move that guy. And now that he braced, I bet you he becomes like the second most owned forward by a mile, and everyone's going to move to him now. So I'm like ahead of the game. I mean, his price will probably at least just stay there. He's on pens, plays 90. The fixtures are good. The fixtures are bad. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to leave him there. I might even play a D over him the odd week. But it allowed me to have 1.7 million in the bank. And my options were to turn Alderete or Rodon into Munoz, or turn Enzo into Bumo. And I fucking had to do it that day because their price, like Bumo was changing. And I was like, fuck. And I looked, I'm like, Bumo's in hot form, man. He's like goal, brace, goal, blank, goal or something. Like everyone else owns them, good fixtures. I was hung up on the AFCON thing, not ever getting near it, but I was just like, fuck it, man. Like, I'm just gonna get the guy that everyone, he's hurting me, and I think he's good. And I remember last year he is good. I was a little pissed I didn't get him at like 7.9 or 8 or whatever he dropped to, and now he's 8.3 or 8.4. I had to buy him at, but whatever. I'm gonna get rid of him soon anyway. So it's not like he's gonna be some long-term season hold that I'm glad I got at a cheap price. You guys are like 0.2 ahead on team value over that early move, but sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and do it. And I just kind of figured, like, who else? If I did the Rodon to Munoz, I think I'll have bench headache issues because I would still have Enzo at 6.7 that I would have changed. I wouldn't have been able to get Sar, but like to someone decent in that range that I would have obviously want to be playing. And I'm like, unless it went down to Xhaka, which I could do. We could talk about that later. But anyway. So I've already made my moves.
So you and I have got a very similar team now because you got the same 5 in midfield then: Bumo, Rice, Caicedo, Semenyo, Mo, right?
Why is pick team all weird? It's not showing fixtures or anything. That's weird.
Is that right? So you have Bumo, Rice, Caicedo, Semenyo, Mo in midfield.
Yeah.
We have the same midfield now. Then that's interesting.
Yeah. And then I've got Holland and Thiago, and I've got Senesi, Big Gabs, Lacroix, Rodon, Alderete, which, you know, I don't love them, but that's probably the next thing I'll maybe deal with. I don't know. I think what I will do now is probably roll transfers and then do some sort of like multi-move thing right before we get the 5. And then sort my team out. I might even get rid of Mo and Bumo with before we get the 5 so that I can just keep 5 banked now until like do 1 a week or do it so I'm down to 4. And like instead of using all of these 5 transfers I get for AFCON, I'm in a position now where I've got my team sorted. So I'm gonna accumulate now so that I can get my team sorted and then have 5 or 4 or whatever banked transfers going forward for the next big shift in how the game's played or whatever the fuck happens next, right? So I don't want to just burn through all my AFCON transfers right away is sort of what I'm saying. I think that's going to be popular. People like not just using them all, but we're all going to have 4 banked for a while.
Okay. So you've made your moves.
Yeah, I did.
I'm rolling. So that's so big question is captain. You going Haaland away at Newcastle?
I don't know what's going on here. It is not showing me the fucking fixtures or anything. It's so weird. Let me go reload. There we go. Sorted. Yeah, I'm on the fucking hottest player I've ever seen play.
So it's interesting because
of his life now versus anyone.
Newcastle have been good defensively. Burn is out, which is a downside for them because he's definitely nailed in that team. Yeah. I currently have captain on Mo.
Okay. I'm happy to have Mo as a differential, but like, you know, Larry joking around and stuff and these comments from other people, like he isn't in form. I'm happy to own him in these next 3 fixtures because an out of form Mo's still getting me points every other week. I would love an in-form Mo. I think we would just shoot up the fucking ranks if Mo had a big game because no one else owns him. I don't really want to like put captaincy on him. I don't really love any of these fixtures. I mean, like, so Holland's got Newcastle away. Thiago's got Brighton away. I'm not captaining him anyway. Semenyo's got West Ham at home. Why does that keep happening? Semenyo has West Ham at home, but he's like out of form. But he also, the fact that he took that penalty is still like really good news. It sucks he missed it, but like this guy's not supposed to be on pens. The fact he took another one is good for him as an asset. That there's a chance he's on pens still. Yeah, Mo's not in form, even though he's got a good fixture. Bumo, Everton home is actually kind of interesting. Rice Spurs home is kind of interesting. Big Gab Spurs home is kind of interesting. I just think because it's a derby and how fucking aggressive you guys can get with each other, I think that's not good for Gabs. I think that I think he'll get a card. I think you guys will probably concede one because as much as Spurs are fucking shit and everything, it's a big game for them. And, you guys, they play better in those games. And they've also got a lot of play, like you. When I click on anyone with a flag on any team, it seems November 22nd is when they're all due back. Like the whole game, all these players are coming back after this break. So I don't know how these teams are going to change. Are Spurs going to have like Solanke and players like that all of a sudden up front that are back? Like, I don't know. I think you'll still clean them, but I'm not captaining him in that game. And Sinisi's not a captainable player. Lacroix's not a captainable player, even though I like those fixtures.
Yeah, I just think that. Don't know. I think I'm on Mo. I might just stick with it.
Okay. The thing is, you had a shit week, but you're still 770,000 OR, which is good. Like, you don't need to be swinging for the fences here. However, I do understand that the whole world's going to be on Haaland, and Newcastle away is one of the toughest fixtures of the season for anybody.
Exactly. I think you have to sort of gamble at some point on something. I mean, the way I see my team is last week was a bad week, and I go, well, but I think my team's quite well set up for the next few weeks. I'm sat there going, I like the players I've got.
Yeah.
And I'm going, well, I said, with the exception of the goalkeeper, which I could sort out in 2 weeks' time if I have the transfers in hand and I've not got another fighter. Because as you say, we're not like in a massive. I feel like the bit that, I'm happy with the team. I'm just going to go with it. I just feel that, I'm kind of hoping that, if you had a bad week, you might then hope for a good week.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have a good week followed by a bad week. There's a little bit of how bad last week was will only be known how bad it is after this week, if that makes sense. You kind of need to look the games. Sometimes you can't just go week by week and say, I've had a good week or a bad week. You need to group them a little bit and see how well things play out. But then I just fancy Mo home to Forest. I think at least they both play on the same day, so I don't have to sit down on Saturday night going, Mo's blanked. I got to wait until Haaland gets his hat trick the day after. At least I'll find out 2 hours later.
You know what? I like it because of everything you just said. And also, like, we're going into game week 12, right? So we're about a third of the way through the season. And there's like this narrative. Mo's obviously having a relatively shit season compared to like this super duper season he just had.
But Liverpool are having a poor season compared to that. That's
right.
The reason.
But specifically Mo for FPL, he's on 4 goals and 2 assists through 11. You would expect him to be on like 9 goals and 5 assists through 11 based on last year, right? So, but it's still early. He's still Mo. I mean, he's scoring in international. It's, I think, to your point, a bit of a Liverpool thing, not so much a Mo thing. And that could and they're coming back from an international break. They've been through this period of form. These breaks usually are like pretty significant for changes of form with teams, good and bad. So there could be a chance where everyone's expecting him to do nothing. How can I get rid of him? Maybe I'll hold him because the fixtures or whatever. He comes back and he's just fucking Mo. There's no reason to believe that this is going to happen except that his career history is he's fucking insanely good. He's doing it in international, and all it would take was Arnie changing something up and something finally clicks and they get going and Mo's the fucking last year's Mo again.
I mean, there's probably 2 reasons for it. One is if you look at Mo's log, that if you can look at that, his XGI is decent. It's like over half most game weeks. Only time he's not got
0.48 per 90.
So if you look at the 2 that's been really low, right at the start of the season, Newcastle away, Arsenal, Arsenal at home, with the only 2 where he's even below 0.3, but he's above 0.5 in most games.
The Derby game, and then he was shit at Villa. But below point. Yeah, there's a 0.94. There's a 0.37, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Actually, the last little while, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games, 7, 8 games, he's gone 0.6. Then 0.35 is the softest there. Then it's 0.745, 5.3, 5.3, 3.1, 9.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. That's kind of my point of going.
Jan was dragging it down. So he's probably averaging somewhere between 0.5 and 0.6 for the season when you take those other.
It averages 0.48.
Yeah.
And so he's averaging he's averaging at least 0.5 in the good games, right? Because the ones that have dragged him down are the Newcastle and the Arsenal.
But he's got 4 goals, 2 assists in 11 game weeks, so that is he's overachieving. That's 6 attacking returns in 11.
Yeah,
I also
think the stats in the game seem to be lower than the ones you get on understat. But anyway, we have to go in ins and outs of that. But I think, but for the game, that's actually quite a good XGI. And I think that, so it's partly that. So I'm thinking Mo's going to get chances.
Has he had a penalty?
He's had a couple of penalties, I think. He's not as many as you might think.
I was going to say, has he even had any? I don't know if he has.
Maybe he's had one. And then I think that the other thing I was going to say is, and one of his worst game logs, second worst game log. Well, actually, no, his worst game log was second worst game log was against Newcastle away.
Yeah,
which is exactly why I'm as much betting on Haaland not doing as well at Newcastle as much as I'm thinking Mo's and do well at home. So let's be clear: if Haaland was at home, if Haaland was at home, we would not be having this conversation because I'd be going to you. He braces every home game. That's kind of what he does.
Anything? Anyway. So they both play on Saturday. So it's not like if you do this and it blanks, turn the team.
Mo 3, Haaland's 5:30.
I might go Boomo for the Monday.
Why not? That's not crazy. I mean that is kind of the left field captain pick.
Yeah.
So there's one of the thing I always want to pick up was if you just go to the Premier League table.
Yeah.
The team that I'm shocked is up there is Villa.
I know.
Villa.
Yeah, the first part you could imagine.
They were shocking, right? And suddenly they're right up there. And I know I said at the start, I'm considering freeing up my cash in Foster and making Petrovic into Martinez because remember the start of the season I was like, I quite fancy a Villa defender, and I ended up not going that way. Or perhaps I did. I can't remember what I did now because I don't think I did. Because I said I think Villa's defense finished the season really well. They're starting to look better again now. Like Cash is on my radar. Rodgers is there. I mean,
they've only let in 10 goals.
Sorry?
They've only allowed 10 goals in 11 games.
But the start of the season was so poor.
I know. I'm just saying that's incredible.
Yeah.
This is kind of like came out of nowhere. I guess it just shows how early it is in the season, right?
Yeah, but Villa looks so suddenly the Villa players on my radar. I mean, Cash at 4 point. Cash is looking like an interesting defender option there. I mean, their fixtures. If you look at the fixtures, Kev, they're not terrible. Leeds away, Wolves at home, Brighton away, Arsenal at home, not great. West Ham away, United at home. Maybe it's only good for a few weeks, which is maybe why I'm thinking Martinez because obviously keepers can have a good game even against a harder match, right?
Yeah,
might get a penalty save, whatever. But the only downside of Martinez is he saved you just saved the penalty, didn't he? Which is probably not helpful because not going to do that again. But
right,
just anyway, it's one I'm keeping an eye on is are Villa back to the best because Villa were a good side, right? There's no.
Don't love this fixture run.
You do not.
Well, Leeds away. I mean, you'd rather it be at home, but Leeds is pretty shit at scoring goals, so that's good. Wolves home, best fixture. Well, new manager, we'll see, but still a really good fixture. Wolves home, Brighton away. Probably much better at home a fixture like that than away. Brighton can score. Then it's Arsenal. Then it's West Ham again away. It's like the home games are Arsenal and Man U, and then they have Arsenal again away. I guess that must be right at the beginning of the year when the fixtures
sort of flip. Yeah, because the fixture's like a snake. You kind of you play all those games and then they just flip it back and then you go back up again. You go back up the snake. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is more about getting in the cheap attacker, though, that's fueling this double move.
Who are you thinking? What, Rodgers?
No, you. I mean, Krupi Jr.
That's probably who I get.
But this, I feel like it's not the most solid of reasons to make a double move, is it? To get Krupi Jr. in, you will never use ever.
It then means my bench would be Krupi Jr., Mark Goyi, and Alderate. I feel that's an okay bench with a better goalkeeper. I mean, the answer might not be Petrovic to Martinez. Might not be the right answer. but I'm probably have about 5.1 million to spend on a goalkeeper. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So anyway,
Where's
probably conversation with game week 13, I suspect.
Chelsea on this list? What about? I mean, this sounds kind of nuts, but now that
Sanchez.
now that Dyche is in Nottingham, they've like XGI is or they're X. Like if you look, I know they haven't. They haven't got good results, but their like expected goals against has dropped to like fucking 0.5 since he's got there. Like they have immediately become this like really good defensive team again that just hasn't had results go their way.
What I don't like about Sells is he's not looked good. He's not looked good as a goal. He's let a couple of dodgy goals in, which I've not liked.
When are you planning on making this move?
Game week 13. So it would be bring Cooper Jr. in. Yeah, so Foster's Cooper Jr.
For Sells, you miss Liverpool away then. That's in 12. And then it's actually a pretty good fixture run. And I know that, but it would also give you like 2 weeks to watch Sells or another week to watch Sells because you're right. So gotten a clean sheet. They haven't got a clean sheet.
I'm hoping he's going to have a bad back after the Liverpool game, picking all the goals out from Mo's goals. But but
points, you're right. Yeah, 9 expected goals. I mean, that was against Leeds at home though. But Bournemouth 0.59 is a really good test. I mean, 1.12 versus Man U at home is not good, but
your point is his fixtures are Brighton, Wolves, Everton, Tottenham, Fulham, Man City, Everton, Villa, West Ham.
Like the rest of the season, they look good. And you know that this team was constructed under Nuno. It's still that skeleton because Ange wasn't there long enough. That their main reason for success last year was defense. Obviously, that's why they all came in at fucking stupid rip-off prices. Like, we're never going to own Murillo or Milenkovic. Even if they got good again, I'd be like, it's still just so expensive.
What about Lemens?
I don't trust their D.
Me neither. But their fixtures look a lot more green than anything else I've seen.
Yeah, fair enough. But
although I'd miss the Everton at home, which is obviously a better because Everton. Well, I got rid of Grealish because although Grealish looks great, Everton just don't score goals that he tries to set up. That's half the issue.
Yeah.
But their fixtures look. I mean, Palace away is not like the greatest entry point of all time.
No.
But the only thing I do like about Man United is their lack of Europe. I do think might play a little bit into their hands as they sort of keep going through the seasons. Anyway,
why are you not just looking at Pope because he's 0.1 too much? He's got the best fixtures after game week 12. I know he went off with an injury, but he's fine.
It was a head injury, but there's probably two things with Pope. One is he looked a bit dodgy in a couple of games. You got Ramsdale sat there. There's rumours they're going for Trafford in January.
Oh wow!
I'm not convinced Pope is nailed, which is why I kind of wavered on him on my wild card last time round. Obviously, I wish I'd gone that route, but it's a fair challenge. But you're right; he's also outside my price range. If I go Cooper Jr., I could go someone else, but I prefer to have a striker that might play. That makes sense, rather than completely destroying my bench.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so have you considered just going Dubravka on a 4.0?
I like Burnley at home, not Burnley away. But yeah, don't know. I mean,
he's got like 5 less points than Martinez.
Yeah, I mean,
he gets tons of save points. But that being said, he's still getting 2-pointers, man.
Yeah, I mean,
like
the other world is I heard Royce was really good. Just get him, but
yeah, but isn't everybody worried about them now with half the teams going to AFCON? And
AFCON, yeah, that's the point. Yeah,
and I mean, honestly, all of his points came in the first 6 weeks.
Oh yeah, they did.
From game week 7 to now, he's had a 7-pointer, and then it's just 2s and 1 4. But in the first 6 weeks, he has a 10, a 10, and an 8, and another 8. So I mean, that's why he's at the top, and that's why we all got Alderate and that other fucking guy. And now all of a sudden, I have Alderate on my team. I'm like, I don't, obviously he's out with this concussion. I need to see what's going on there. But I'm like,
that's a long concussion, isn't it?
Well, I think it's sort of like he's better, but this international break's about to happen. So the comments actually, were we want him to go play for whatever fucking country. Sorry, I don't know who he plays for. We actually want him to get minutes. So you can click on him I'm gonna look on my phone while you.
So
Carry
anyway,
on, see if you
I
got
mean,
any minutes.
well, I mean, I think we should stop talking about the keeper because
Boring.
we'll probably talk about the next pod when I'm actually thinking of actually making the move. The only other thing I was going to say is that there was kind of the minor excitement of a blank game week, because of the Arsenal Palace Carabao Cup, and I think I said to you actually I think we'll end up just putting it in. That is now landed. So the Arsenal game, they've just put the Carabao Cup game in between game week 18 and 19, I think it is. It's just before Christmas. They moved the Palace and the Arsenal League games back a day. So in short, there's not going to be a blank game week. So if you're holding out for that for a free hit or a triple captain, don't bother.
Thank fuck.
So
I already used all my chips. So
I know, but I realize you have. But I'm thinking about other people that are listening that aren't you.
that's why I'm saying thank fuck.
Yeah. So I have no idea when I'm going to play my free hit.
Yeah.
Probably should have played it last week.
Well,
but anyway,
actually, so the guy in my only other, I'm in 2 leagues, this league and then this other league with some friends, a buddy I used to work with, and his buddies. You're in it, I think. The one with Arturo or Pay It or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the guy in first,
yeah.
I think I'm in second. The guy in first place in that league used his free hit last week, and it's like Saka and like honestly, like it was perfect. It's like everyone in our team blanked, and he's got all the template players, and he brought in like Saka and fucking he brought in everyone.
Awesome, good for him.
Fucking unbelievably well done, man. Like shit.
I mean, it was arguably the week because you said to me, Mo and Haaland might not have good weeks, and they didn't. Right, between them, they got 6 points. Right, had I gone against Mo and Haaland and spread the money out, yeah, maybe. Anyway, that's a hindsight move, right?
Pickford and net. You even went you went Marino because he's up front. You got an assist there. When you went Gahey. Actually, you know what? He went Heaven and Ramsey for D and Gahey, so he didn't even have a fucking sub come on. So I mean, there's risks, I guess, to how you set up your free hit, especially when nobody could see that coming. And he had Anyway, not to go on about this, but like
anyway. So I mean,
so even that in a great scenario didn't pan out. He got 51 points. It's not like he fucking smashed it with the 75 when we all got 40.
No.
So
I mean, I'm going to cross the free. I am considering the free. So the week we get the 5 AFCON transfers.
Yeah.
I fancy like hitting the free hit that week.
Imagine
and then seeing the impact of the African players going off and how that impacts the teams.
Imagine it glitched because of that. You just didn't get the 5 freeze because like it goes back to the team you had before. Imagine it's like some glitch in the game. I wouldn't even be fucking shocked with these guys, man. They've had so many issues in this game over the years.
If that happens, I'll be sitting there crying on a pod at some point. So
you get 5 transfers now.
So here we have quite a few questions, so we should jump to some questions, man. Right. So let's have a look. So we had a few before I asked them today. So we've got quite a lot, so we should probably power through these, Kev. Otherwise,
sure,
like 50 minutes. So let's go for it. Right. Jake Davy Day asks, best Liverpool midfield options outside of Mo, Gravenberch, and Szoboszlai. They're the only 2 I'd consider.
No D.
He's asked midfield.
Oh, did he say that? Sorry, I didn't.
Midfield. That's pretty key to the question.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. Sorry. Well, what do you think about Gakpo? For 3 weeks, I don't hate it if you really want one, but he keeps playing Verts.
Yeah, Verts is...
that fucking sucks. I mean, like, just admit it already. You horrible transfer. Sorry. I'm gonna keep saying that obviously until I'm proven wrong. But I mean, has he even got a goal yet? I don't think he has a goal, man. In the Premier League, I think he's got like Champions League or round robin fucking bullshit. When I saw him out there versus Man City, not Gakpo, I'm like, I'm very confused. This guy's being horrible. Might not be the team you want to fucking put them out there against, and they just got pumped by Doku. Fucking owned, man. That wasn't even close. And I know there was the controversy about the and Dyke goal, but like the Holland penalty, the guy was clearly off the line. So like honestly, it's a wash.
Here was the issue with Gakpo. So since game week 6, Palace 45 minutes didn't start.
Yeah,
1 point. Chelsea away and Man United at home. He started both, got a goal,
agree.
and got 7 points. And then since then, he's got 60 minutes, 2 points, 90 minutes, 3 points, 34 minutes, 1 point. It's just, he's just not, you're not guaranteed the minutes. Whereas Gravenberch, at least he's playing. Well, he's been injured, hasn't he? So he missed a couple of games ago, but he's got an 11 and a 2 in the last couple of games. And Slobber,
got a chance at Seabit.
And Szoboszlai is the most kind of nailed. He's obviously the guy there because he's played 19 every game, so he got more minutes out of him. The only problem with him is he's sometimes playing right back, sometimes in midfield, and then he's a bit all over the place in terms of where he plays. But
he's 90. His points have been atrocious too, though. I mean, Gakpo's got the best. If he's on the pitch, he's the best non-mo mid. I think that's the key to make here. I probably wouldn't go with any of them. I just looked through Gravenberch. He's got one game he's got defensive contribution points in. So it's not like that's part of his arsenal, man. Like you've got a small chance of it happening. He's not Rice or Caicedo or Xhaka. Like I just think go for Mo or go for Gakpo or probably avoid these guys.
Okay, right. Some more questions on midfield then from Matty. Looking to change out Reindeers. Apart from Rice, who would you replace? You got about 6.5 mil.
6.5 mil.
So
Caicedo. Did he say? Sorry, can you read the question? Because obviously I'm not listening.
He says he's got 6.5 million to replace Reindeers. He doesn't want to. He wants someone that's not Rice. You can say Caicedo, but I guess he's looking a bit more than that, isn't he? But
he's looking for a bit more than the highest point scorer in that filter.
I mean,
with fucking Seabit weekly and like,
what about Bruno G
on the attack, man? Like he is getting in on the attack. Who?
What about Bruno G?
I would rather, honestly, at that price range. I don't know. Xhaka has terrible fixtures, but like I want a Xhaka, Caicedo. I want those guys in my fucking team, and just
Bruno G. Bruno G's interesting because he's got since game week 7 he's had a 14, a 2, a 10, 2 4s because he's had his C-bit. So he's getting the C-bit.
He's gotten one C-bit. He got his first C-bit ever this week.
No, he did not get
points are coming from attacking returns, which are not sustainable from him. He pops off with like some highlight reel goal every once in a while. He also, I've noticed, he seems to show up in like big games. I don't know, like his one of his goals that was that big goal versus Liverpool earlier. Like I don't want to play him versus Liverpool. Fixtures are okay. He's got City and then really good run. Sorry, they're really good. It's City's ugly and then it's really good. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. I'd rather Caicedo to me is like $1 million for that kind of D. It's
I've got a feeling that Matty probably got Caicedo.
Yeah, fair enough. If you have him, then it could be all red fixtures. I'd still rather have Caicedo, man. It's mixed. It's green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red.
What about Doku?
No, sorry, man. There's got to be a rule where you don't buy Doku after his good game, and like it's got to be like in the 101 FPL book. Don't get dazzled by that one awesome Doku game. You're not going to time it. It's going to be Savinho next with Cherky playing and Oscar Bob's on and Bilva. And let's be real here, man. That's what this guy does. He's always done it. He's not going to not do it all of a sudden.
What about your mate, Ahmad?
Unfortunately, so if Ahmad was playing in the front three like he started last game, 90 minutes, I would hands down have him over Bumo over Bruno. He looks that much better. Again, this week's goal was Bumo's goal was an unreal play by Ahmad, and that cross to fucking Bumo just had to flick it in. It was a nice finish with the head, but like Ahmad, fucking brilliant footballing to create that, man. And like that's what I'm seeing when I'm watching. I don't watch all the Man U games, but when I turn it on and I'm like, fuck, Ahmad's the best player on the pitch for the like 20 minutes I've just seen, man. Like he really is unreal. But then they fucking sub him or then they put him back on D. It's like, bro, he's so good up front, man. So that the second that changes, he's also a little high in price. And we also have to make a comment like he's not getting CBIT. This is a thing these midfielders in this price range are all like sort of getting. At least, I mean, not all of them, but Caicedo and Xhaka, like that's a hurdle rate you have to have versus those two guys. They're getting them almost every game. So I'd rather have Xhaka and Caicedo.
I'm going to suggest one more and then we'll move on. The guy that you and I would never pick, and he's not had a great season so far, but his fixtures are rocking next few weeks and then it really jump up. He's got a field of green. Iwobi.
Iwobi? No.
Iwobi.
No, thanks. What do you think about Elliot Anderson? Didn't he take the fucking pen? He scored a pen goal. Am I wrong there? Like, is this guy all of us and like is the defensive contribution beast? Like he's the only guy on that Caicedo Xhaka level. They've got really good fixtures coming up. He should get even more defensive contribution points now that Dyche is there.
If he took the pen, then
took a pen? What?
If he took a pen, did he?
I'm pretty sure he did, man.
We'll have a look. Let's have a look.
Maybe
Let's
not.
have a look at those matches. Forest against.
I must be on drugs.
Yeah, he took the pen.
I'm not on drugs.
But let's have a look.
Who cares?
Jesus was not on the pitch at that point, so Jesus wasn't there.
I think it's more Gibbs White you got to worry about, and
Gibbs White was not on the pitch either.
Exactly, yeah. But we know he's at least fourth in line.
and yeah, and Wood wasn't on the pitch either. So Wood, Jesus, and White weren't on the pitch.
He scored it, so maybe
yeah.
And Gibbs White wanted off the team, so that guy could be sold soon. So I think anyway, good fixture on. But like I would put him with Xhaka and Caicedo. I would rather have those guys than anyone else's name we just said, including Bruno G. I think Anderson. They've had a wretched start to the season, and their fixture run after next week, it's really good. That could pivot even just a little bit. He's been getting okay. I mean, think about how many games he's missed defensive contribution points by 1 point, like 4. That's 8 more points right there. All of a sudden, he's at 49 points, and he shoots right up to like where Bruno G is. I mean, obviously, I don't want to play this shoulda, woulda, coulda game because same thing with Bruno missing pens and this, that, and the other. But I do think game week 1 of the year, man, he was a popular pick. Now 5.3 million, Elliot Anderson, even better pick. With them, the Nuno bullshit behind him and the Ange era behind him, and now they've got this Dyche era, which I think will become a really good era for them based on how their team's created and the defensive contribution aspect. Like they'll be another Everton again with. So anyway, I just think 5.3, 6.5 and under, man. I'm Caicedo, Xhaka, Anderson type names to me. Like I'd go Sarr, but he's 6'7", for the record. I don't know what Grealish is. I think he's too expensive.
Well, I think Rice is 6.7, so we said not Rice. So exactly. I think you can throw Sarr in there. Right.
If he was suspended, or I would like be interested in him as well. Like he's been getting attacking returns lately. Their fixtures are terrible though.
Who?
Paqueta.
Oh no, not Paqueta.
Paqueta, sorry. Whenever you guys.
Yeah, I think I'd want to see some more consistency in West Ham before I move there. Right. So Matty also asked, Semenya, is it time to get off that train and look elsewhere?
Good question.
It's a good question, but my answer is no, purely because of the fixtures coming up.
And just everyone else owns him, and he's on pens apparently, and so his XGI last game was 0.79 because of the pen. So it was basically nothing. And then the week before that, it was 0.05. And the week before that, it was 0.07. And the week before that, it was 0.16. That's horrible. However, it was Villa away, City away, Palace away, and Sam Dyche Forest home. So I think there is a little something to two things. One, tough fixtures. Two, these guys started hot as fuck last year and got tired. Do you remember? They kind of like fizzled out. So he has to be on watch. This team has to be on watch. I think Sinisi is still going to be a good pick because he gets that's not the tiredness isn't going to make him like not be tackling anymore. But like I do think there's something to the way they play is just press, run, like murder ball, fucking what was his name? Bielsa style.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to Leeds. They get tired and then they'd suck. And it's like it like they start like I guess the rule is we should all start with Semenyo every year and around now. We should look at getting rid of him. However, he's got unbelievably good fixtures coming up here to the point where you're going to be like, I don't really want everyone else owning him for West Ham at home, Sunderland, and then Everton at home. Yeah. I mean, like I could see him being part of my AFCON transfer plan in 3 weeks. Get rid of him.
But I thought he wasn't going to AFCON. That was the point.
No, I'm not saying he's going to AFCON. I'm saying I could see him being part of me building up my transfers the next few weeks. And I say fucking bye-bye when I use those to set my team up. Because after the next 3 weeks, the fixtures do not look good. It's Chelsea, Man United. And then Chelsea again, Arsenal, and Brentford. With Burnley in between home, which is the only good fixture. So like after these next 3 weeks, I think it's use an AFCON, just pre-AFCON transfer to dish them then.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, but he's definitely in the watch list, but I wouldn't sell him now. I think that's what we're both agreeing on that. So
it's gonna be a weird time because Mo's gone, Bumo's gone. We're gonna get rid of Semenyo. Like our midfield is. We're going to be looking at all those players we just said we don't want. You're 6'5".
Yep. Yeah. I'll have a Wobie up front.
It's going to be Xhaka. Where's Caicedo play for? What country is Caicedo?
He's Ecuador.
Oh, okay.
South American.
All right.
I still have half an eye on getting Isak. I know it sounds daft because he looks awful, but the point at which that guy fights is going to be good, right? He might become the main guy at Liverpool.
Random that you just
sorry.
Said. Well, it's like so way over here compared to what we were just talking about.
Yeah. Right. Sandy Radford asks.
Mids, getting rid of Semenyo. I'm thinking Isak.
Right. I'm asking Sandy's question. Otherwise, we're not going to get through these gazillions of questions that we've got.
Right.
He needs to trade Mortamade out for a better striker to pair with Haaland. Krupi's his bench guy. Would you go Mateta, Thiago, João Pedro, or someone else? Thiago.
So obviously Thiago now. And it's not last week was tough because I like Mateta. He scores goals. He's got the high XGI, but I do think there's definitely
I'm sure we had this question last week.
But they're having the Europe thing's a little more evident now, isn't it?
Yeah. Which actually goes nice into Graham's question, which is which Palace assets do you believe can keep going without rotation and performing FPL wise? I think it's defenders, and probably more your centre back. So your Guy, your Richard, your Lacroix. What I would say is the guy that came in for Guy, he did a decent job. So is there a chance that a Lacroix or a Guy or a Richards get a rest for that guy?
Don't know, man.
I mean, I kind of feel that Munoz is going to get a rest at some point. The reason why obviously it was a mistake in some ways going for Guy, but I guess I didn't know the information is that I could see Munoz getting a rest coming back from international break because he travels a long way, and it's happened before where he's had a rest. I was kind of like question me slightly about the time to buy Munoz, and I do think this is an issue for him. But I would prefer the defenders over the attackers. Also, I think you've got, we just talked about Thiago is a great alternative to Mateta. There's quite a lot of good midfielders out there that aren't Sarr. So it's as much the options you've got there. Whereas I think defensively, if Palace keep up their defense, performances, I feel like that's their strong asset now. Their defense.
Well, Mateta's just so much more than Thiago. He's almost 2 million more, man. Like it's like Thiago and Munoz or Thiago and Timber versus Mateta and some shit D. So like or you could do that all over the pitch, not just D. So I just think it's.
Yeah.
I think Mateta and Sarr are still good picks. They're going to get the starts and they're going to play 90. It's just that they're definitely going to be higher probability for injury risk with this fixture congestion and all the minutes that they're getting. And the team just has no depth, man. They didn't do anything with Eze. They must have fucking known he was going, man. It's crazy to me they didn't do anything with that money before he left or during. If you remember, they were all up in the air about which fucking Europe league they were going to be in. But either way, you were going to be in Europe. So it's shocking to me they didn't do something. And yeah, I mean, even the D are getting rotated. So it is like I don't trust Richards' minutes. I don't even trust Lacroix's minutes after seeing Gahey. I guess Gahey was an injury though. If Gahey's fit,
he's the captain.
He's the captain. I think Gahey and Lacroix and Munoz and Henderson are all good for minutes. And while Sarr and Mateta are going to have this congestion risk, I don't think it's like a minute rotation start risk. It'll be like a subbed off. You might have a 59-minute risk one game, but it's more like they're tired. Their XG's down. They're like that's the risk that happens. So
the only thing I say, and it's more for next into January. Yeah. There are rumors that Gahey might be sold in January because he's quite clearly said, I'm not signing a new contract. And they've got a business decision to make because there will be teams that are happy to pay 20 million quid for a top quality centre back, which could change the season.
And this Camden guy came in and had a fucking blinder, dude. He had a 10-pointer.
Exactly. Yeah.
But fucking 2 bonus points.
Fine.
Fucking how many defensive contribution points in moving this?
Got 15, didn't he? Got 15 DC, didn't he? He got a lot.
Unreal.
So Graham asks as well, which FPL assets are coming onto your radar due to favourable fixture swings? I guess we picked up on Newcastle got some nice fixture swing.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure we're necessarily. I'm not sure.
Whoops.
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe Burn gets back on the radar. The fact that he's banned for this next game is actually not a bad thing because it means his price might drop a little bit. I still quite like Burn. I do think Bruno G is interesting. Perhaps I need to look into that a little bit more. I know you're not a fan.
I just view him as like the Xhaka type people, but he has one game. He's got those points.
Gordon would have been on the radar, but he's had a shocking season because
horrible.
So,
and they still have the winger rotation risk on this team, and Vis is supposed to be back now, right? So obviously, getting rid of Baltimore or whatever the fuck his name is a question we just answered. So don't go there. Don't go Vissa. I have Char and draft for like 6 weeks and he was fit and he just come on for like 8 minutes. I'm like, I thought this guy was like one of their main guys. I'm very confused. He's just out of the team now for this other random fucking guy. I can't remember his name. Theol, THI.
Oh yeah, he's the defender.
He's just getting fucking minutes now. I'm so lost. There's Botman's not starting every game, but is playing. Like and like both the football, like Hall and Livramento both had those injuries, but are kind of back now. And I'm just like, I don't know who the fuck's nailed. It sounds like Burn just gets put in wherever he can get put in. But now I feel like there's like 4 center backs and 4 fullbacks that play in any game. I don't like that. And Pope, like you said, has this risk, and the fucking wingers are rotated. And like Bruno G is you probably like him just because he's like the only nailed guy. So I just kind of think until there's an obvious, like if Harvey Barnes all of a sudden starts playing every game or Murphy like last year and becomes a thing again, like cool, sweet.
Right.
But for now, no, I'm good.
So I've just realized that my tea is ready. So we literally have to give one word answer to these questions and I have to shoot.
Your tea is what?
Food is ready. I didn't realize we're eating earlier than normal. 5:30.
Nice.
Never eat at 5:30.
Okay.
Right. So Pete Newman's got some quick fire questions. Raya or Timber?
Raya or Timber? Raya.
Timber for me. or triple D, definitely not triple D. Best form-winning defender. I still say Alderate.
I still say Alderate too, but the fixtures are bad for all three of the promoted teams right now indefinitely, so it's not good for any of them. But wait. Alderate, like once his concussion is cleared.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Assuming that's not like a little bit. I'm going to use the word sinister, a lot more serious. I probably put it.
Otherwise, that other guy on Sunderland, I still like both of them more than Esteve and Rodon.
Best three keepers: Raya, Pope, Dubravka.
Dubravka's sure 4.0. Let's say outside of that, though, I kind of like Sanchez for Chelsea, just because I do think that they're going to be good for clean sheets all year indefinitely, and just the rest of their D is a fucking mess. Their fixture run is not great, but it's not terrible. It's very mixed.
I mean, so Clive Haggart, interestingly, he's got a similar question to me. His question is, similar question? Who's the best 4.8 keeper? I mean, we kind of talked about that a bit, haven't we? Really, 4.8 or less.
Mm-hmm. I like the South punt, man. I would want to see.
Oh, Sanchez is 4.8 as well.
Pardon?
Sanchez is 4.8.
Yeah, I like Sanchez and Sells.
I
would want to see. I feel like they already look better to me, but I would want them to get the monkey off their back with the clean sheet first, and then before I would make that move. Where Chelsea, Sanchez. The only thing with Sanchez is, you remember last year where they'd randomly fucking rotate him during the Christmas period because of fixture congestion? Like, maybe now is not the best time to get Sanchez if he's going to do something like that.
What I don't like about Sanchez is
you have Dubravka there, so
he does not have enough save points for me. Whereas Sells, is Sells saving anything? Sells has had more saves, but there's more stuff to do. He's had 37 saves versus Sanchez, who he did miss one. He seems to play 4 minutes in one game. I don't know why.
I think Sells has been atrocious this year. No, you wouldn't naturally look at him based on clicking on him. But there's been a gigantically fundamental change with
Sanchez has had 18 saves. Sells has had 37. He's had half the saves. And I know there's a bit of Forest haven't been quite as good, but I think that might be the decider on that.
I could just see Forest being good defensively again. But again, I would want to actually see it first. I think we're seeing signs with XGA, but or XGC. Sorry, I always get confused.
Is Minogue's worth 5? I don't quite understand the question. Is Minogue's worth 5.7 greater than 8 versus Richards 4.8? It's basically, is Minogue's worth more than Richards? Would you prefer to reinvest the 1.2 million from Minogue's elsewhere, or would you prefer to have Richards over Minogue's?
I think coming into this busy period, I think Richards' minutes are at risk, but he's played 90 every game, so
yeah, I think I'd go Richards. I mean, I don't think it's one of those. It comes down to what would you do with the 1.2 million. If there's something really you can do really good with it, then great. If not, I'd happy with Minogue's. And then here's O'Reilly a pet. Oh, go on.
Here's the thing with Minogue's. He's got 1 goal, 3 assists. 2 assists came in one game and a goal. Like there was an 8, then a 10-pointer that happened, and he was on all our radars again. Munoz, the most impressive thing to me this year is that he's got these 3 games with defensive contribution points, and like he's been close in like 2 more of them, as well as he's this like attacking winger. But I think that the fixture congestion in Europe and everything will tire that kind of player out a bit, where Richards is just going to get the defensive contribution points and stuff. So I don't think he's worth that much more. I kind of view Munoz as like my second Palace player I would want, and I view him like versus Sarr as an attacker.
Yeah. Last question: is O'Reilly a Pep trap? Probably.
Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, his star is bright though after playing well for England though. So
the only Man City player that I have any interest in at all right now outside of Holland is Cherky, because he's, I think, like Reinders, going to be nailed, but more attacking.
Okay, interesting. Right. Sandy was asking about 5 chances for RAFCON, but we can talk about that next pod because I think that's too much.
Well, I kind of said what my plan is. It's more like I would like to be in a position where I don't have to use them. Maybe I use one of them. And like I get rid of Mo or Mbumo or something the week before that, and then
So your idea is to try and keep those chances for a bit
Yeah.
until you kind of see a fire or a sort of
we'll
a big
see.
shift.
At least 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. Okay. Right. We should wrap up there.
Okay, sweet. What's for tea?
Good one.
What's for dinner?
Beef casserole with dumplings.
Sweet, dude.
Sounds nice. Looking
Sounds
forward to
lovely.
it. Yeah. Cool.
All right, man.